So Mike, let's get into this then. Like, let's talk about what's going on in the world right now with real estate, because if you go look at the media, you and I were talking about this before, going live here, and there's so much fear being injected into the media. There's a lot of people with a lot of different opinions about where the market's going. But I know you are a big believer that there's always opportunity in every environment, and you have over 30 years of experience in this space. So you've kind of seen all the different environments and different economies and the interest rates in double digits and, all these different things going on. So can you kind of give from almost like a macro level, like what are you seeing, and ultimately where do you see the opportunity right now?
Well, first of all, I stopped watching the news many, many years ago, and I encourage everybody to take a news diet, because that will help you immensely.
Totally.
Because all the stuff that is being fed into your brain, all that negativity, all that fear, that's not going to do you any good. And so the sky is not falling. Matter of fact, before we went on this recording, Chris and I were talking, and I was explaining when I first started my very first home, I got a mortgage of 13.25%. And I was ecstatic to get 13.25%, because the going rate was like 14.5 back then.
Right.
And I'll never forget, as they were starting to come down, and they finally hit the single digits. They went to like 9.9. I felt like a kid in a candy store. It's like, I got to buy every property because money is so cheap. It's like free money.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people that have only seen, the interest rate since the recession, when they were obviously artificially low, and then before they could go up, COVID created even lower points and what the money was going for.
Yep.
Just because you haven't seen higher interest rates, people come to me all the time and they go, Mike, what if interest rates go up to like 6 or 7%? It's like, yeah, what if they do? That is probably going to happen. That's actually historically low. That's cheap money. My parents at one point had an 18% mortgage. And so this stuff isn't something that's never happened before. We're not going into uncharted territory. We're going closer to what's normal. And the sky is not falling. The media is going to make it seem that way. But the big picture is nothing happens in a vacuum. And so, we're seeing inflation. Well, guess what? If there's inflation, your wage is going to go up at work. Everything is all tied together. It's not going to be where, okay, a gallon of gas is $18, but you're making less than you did last year. That's not going to happen. All these things are tied together. And so we don't have to be worried. There's never been a time in these last 33 years where I woke up and said, nope, interest rates are too high. I think I'll go get a day job until something shifts. That's not necessary. And so number one, stop watching the news. Number two, stop panicking. Number three, realize that everything is tied together. And so I remember, I used to get like 6, 7, 8% interest on my savings in my bank account back when interest rates were really, really high. So everything is tied together. It's not going to be where all this stuff is working against you and you're going to be homeless and your life is going to suck because the interest rates went up and there was inflation. So don't be so panicky about it. That's a big picture answer to that question. Hey, Mike Wolf here. Today I'm in a place called Bansko, which is in Bulgaria, Eastern Europe. And this is my first time here. I've been traveling around Europe for a couple of months now. And this is, I think, my 7th country so far, and many more to come. But it's all possible because of the passive income I've created through real estate. So if you want to learn how to do this too, make sure you click the link below. We'll have a conversation to see if my Wolf Pack, which is my mentorship program, is right for you.